that happy note, we are going to go ahead and get started. So let's stand up nice and tall, chest up, shoulders back and down, abs are in tight, right? And we're going to go here with the arms. So out and just tap a foot forward, 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 right? Doesn't have to be super fast. Remember, the purpose of the warm-up is to prepare us for more vigorous exercise. So we don't want to start too vigorously, because that's how we strain things or pull things. Good. So try to alternate which arm goes on top. Sometimes that's a little hard to keep track of. Do what you can. And remember too, if it's too hard to do both, just do one. Good. So let's switch the arm movements to an elbow pull, and then we're going to tap back, tap back, tap back. So as you're pulling your elbows back, try to see if you can maybe just pinch your shoulder blades a tiny bit. Back, back, back. Good. Breathe. Breathing is quite helpful. Good. 4, 3, 2. Then let's go side to side. So side to side, side to side, side to side. And remember, not too fast. And if you're not comfortable picking your foot up, just see if you can shift your weight from side to side or just pick up your heel. Good. Abs are in tight, right? Let's come forward for a step or two and go back for a step or two. And forward and back and forward and back, forward, back. Let's do it one more time. Forward and back. And let's march. Good. Okay, so march your feet apart, not super wide, just a little bit apart. We're going to change this up a little bit. So we're going to go march, 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 knee up. 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 Knee up. 1, 2, 3, knee up. 1, 2, 3, knee up. If you need a chair or the wall for a balance, then by all means use it, or just lift your heel up. And the knee doesn't have to be all the way up to your chest, just a little bit off the floor with the foot. Let's do it 2 more times. So this is 1, 2, and just march. March your feet out wide. So here, make it really wide. March back in. March out wide. March back in. March out wide. March back in. Let's do that one more time, then we're going to change it up. March out wide. And march back in. Good job. We're going to slow it down. Biceps curl, knee up. Now remember, if the knee up is too hard for you, just pick your heel up. Remember, any movement is better than no movement. Well, some movement is better than no movement. Let's put it that way. Right? So abs are in tight. So we're not leaning back. We're staying upright. Even if it's just the heel lifting, that's fine too. Good. How about 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Let's grab the chair. Okay, stand away from it a little bit. Take one leg, swing it around in front, swing it around behind. Around in front, around behind. And if you can, go ahead and turn your body a little bit. Around in front, around behind. around in front, around behind, around in front, around behind, around in front, around behind. Let's do 2 more. So this is 1. Last time. So we go back and front. Good job. Shake out your legs a little bit. Make sure those abs are staying in tight, and we're going to switch sides. So around in front, around behind, around in front, around behind, around in front, around behind, around in front, around behind. Good. Around in front, around behind, around in front, behind. Good. And one more time. Around in front and behind. Good job. All right, go ahead and grab a quick drink. Okay, now I have a new one for you. So we're going to bring the hands up right here in front of us, feet apart a little bit. We're going to turn, 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 lift the opposite heel. Turn, turn. So if we're right, pick up the left heel. Turn, 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 heel up. Turn, 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 heel up. Now make sure that you're actually rotating your body, right? And not just pulling your arms, because that's cheating. So turn, 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 up, turn, 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 up. Abs are in tight. Now, if you want to take it a little bit further, turn, 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 knee up. 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 And make sure you feel it in your core, in your midsection. Knee up. Knee up. Knee up. Knee up. Knee up. Knee up. One more time. Knee up. Good work, everyone. Roll your shoulders a time or two, especially back. Okay. And standing balance. So make sure your chair is nearby. We're going to try it again with our eyes closed. So feet are either together, touching, or one foot halfway in front of the other, or heel toe. Right? Make sure you got a little bit of weight in your front leg. So shift the weight forward a little bit. Up tall, right? Shoulders are relaxed, head up, but chin down. Abs in tight. Fingertips on the chair. 3, 2, 1. Close your eyes. Breathe. Try not to stress over it. Try not to tighten up. It's really hard not to do that. Just a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. Good. Step your feet apart. That's really difficult to do. So, but it's really good to practice. All right, shake them out a little bit, and then we're going to switch sides. Okay, unless your feet were together, in which case there's no side to switch. So switch sides. If you're heel toe, make sure your heel and your toe are not touching. Right, up tall, relax your shoulders, abs in tight, hand lightly on the chair, head high but chin down. And 3, 2, 1, close your eyes. Make sure there's a little bit of weight in that front leg, so shift your hips forward just a tiny bit. Abs are in tight. So, finding balance is that combination of effort and relaxation. And slowly open your eyes. Step your feet apart. Shake out your legs. All right. Now we're going to do that again, but with our eyes open. Okay. So if your feet were together for that one, see if you can bring one foot halfway in front of the other. And if your feet were already 1 foot halfway in front of the other, see if you can do it heel toe, right? Because there's not much more difficult than trying to balance with your eyes closed, right? So shift your weight forward a little bit, up tall, breathe. Make sure that chin is tucked down and pulling back a little bit. Then slowly turn your head, look over your right shoulder. Slowly turn your head and look forward. Make sure it's slow or it's going to throw off your balance. And slowly turn your head and look over your left shoulder. Make sure that your hips are shifting forward a little bit so not all your weight is in that back leg. Try to keep your shoulders back and only your head and neck are turning. And slowly turn your head center. Good work. Step your feet apart. Shake out your legs a little bit. Woo. All right, and we're going to switch legs. Right, so up tall, chin down and pulling back a little bit. Put your hands wherever they need to be. Abs are in tight. Slowly turn your head, look over your left shoulder. Make sure that your hips are shifting forward a little bit so there's some weight in the front leg as well as the back leg. Slowly bring your head forward and slowly turn and look over the right shoulder. Take your time. Don't do it so quickly that you lose your balance. If you're really feeling this in the back leg, you need to shift forward a little bit so the front leg takes some of the weight. Good. And slowly look forward. Take your feet apart. Put a hand on the chair. Pick a leg, swing it forward and back. I don't know, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 times, and then we'll switch. Good. Okay. So now we're going to reach the arms up overhead. They do not have to be straight. They can be bent. Okay. So this is sort of kind of like the standing version of a mountain climber. So we're going to go elbow down, heel up. So elbow down, heel up, release. Other elbow down, other heel up, release. Elbow down, heel up. Elbow down, heel up. Elbow down, opposite heel. Elbow down, opposite heel. Elbow down, opposite heel. Now, if you're thinking, boy, I could do this in my sleep, right? Try it up, elbow down, knee up. 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 So this is going to work your balance a little bit. Elbow down, knee up. Elbow down, knee up. Try to coordinate them so that they're both lifting at the same time, or pulling down in case of the arm, and releasing at the same time. And you can do this same way seated. Elbow and knee, elbow and opposite 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 knee. Good. Let's do each side one more time. Good work. Lower your arms down. Roll your shoulders forward a time or 2 or 3. Roll them back. Good job, everyone. All right. If you have a tube or a band, go ahead and grab it. And if you don't, then just use your arms or use light weights. Nothing too heavy. All right. So we're shortening it up a little bit. We're bringing those arms out in front, and the shoulders are already a little bit tired. So make sure the arms are lower than shoulder height and pull out and back in. And you want to have the tube or band an appropriate length so that you can do this with your elbows pretty straight. And when your arms come all the way out, it's taking a little bit of effort, right? So abs are in tight. When the arms come out, we're pinching the shoulder blades just a tiny bit. Pinching the shoulder blades a tiny bit. Make sure your abs are in tight and you're not letting yourself lean back because that's really hard on your back. How about 2 more? 1 more time. Good job. Lower your arms down. Roll your shoulders forward. Roll them back. Good work. Okay, now we're going to take one end of the tube or band and we're going to drop it down on the floor. So I'm dropping my left side down and then I'm going to step on it close to the handle with my left foot. I'm holding the other handle in my right arm and my arm is by my side, and I'm going to raise that arm up just to shoulder height, and I'm keeping that arm straight out from the shoulder. It's not coming forward. It's going out to the side. And I'm not going like this, right? Abs are in tight. The arm is the only thing moving. We want to try to make sure that the shoulder isn't shrugging up or pinching up. Right? Relax your grip as much as you can so you're not straining your elbow and forearm. And that's about all. Good. Make sure your chin stays back. Let's do 2 more, please, and thank you. Remember, it's fun. Good job. Put the handle in the right and the left hand. Roll that shoulder forward. Roll it back. Whew. I don't know about you, but I felt that one. All right, we're going to switch sides. Big surprise, right? All right, so stepping on it with my right foot, left arm down by my side, and I'm going up, down. I'm trying to relax my grip, keeping that shoulder down. Arm stays in line with the shoulder, though, when it raises. Abs are in tight. The arm is the only thing moving. Try not to lock your knees. I know at this point, the knees are not really something that we're focused on, but we want to try never to lock the knees. Always keep a little softness, a little bend in the knees. Shoulder stays down. 2, 1. Good job. Put the handle in your right hand again. Roll that left shoulder forward. Roll it back. Good work. All right. Go ahead and bring that tube around behind you or band, whatever you have. Okay. And we're going to push the arm straight out to the side. So make sure that your tube or band is short enough so that you feel it. And we're going to cross in front, right? So see if you can tap. And again, alternate which arm goes on top. Right? And make sure you can feel it. Squeeze, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Keep those arms a little bit lower than your shoulders. Right? And always check in with your abs. Make sure they're pulling in tight. How about 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower your arms down. Set this tube aside. Grab your broom handle or stick or cane or whatever you have, and you're going to hold it in an overhand grip. So palms are going to face behind you. Hands are out much wider than your legs. Right? Roll your shoulders back and down, and we're going to raise up overhead and back down. My chair's in the way. Up, down, up. So the purpose of doing this is to stretch out these muscles we've just been using, the pecs, the chest muscles. So you want to feel this right where your arms join your torso. Try to keep your elbows straight. Good, let's just do a couple more. Good job. All right, now just like we did the other day, you're gonna hold the bar or whatever you have in an underhand grip. So your palms are facing forward. If you don't have one, that's fine. Just turn your palms up. Elbows are bent at 90 degrees and try to pull your elbows back behind you like this, right? And then we're gonna keep that bend. We're gonna push the arms up, pull back, push up, pull back. So we wanna try not to straighten the arms or bend them more. Up, so just pretend your arms are like frozen at 90 degrees, right? So that bar is not coming anywhere near your head at the top, right? So make sure you're not letting it drop down at the top. And ideally, we want the elbows to point forward. Woo, feel this in your shoulders. So make sure too on this one, I forgot to mention this, your hands are closer together than they were for the other one. How about 3, 2, last one. Good work, everyone. Go ahead and set this down, right? Maybe loosen up your shoulders a little bit, rolling forward, rolling back. Remember, we always end with a shoulder roll to the back. Grab another quick drink, and then we're gonna go back to the tuber band just for a few minutes. Okay, so we're gonna step on it with both feet. Okay, we're gonna give our upper body a little bit of a breather first. Okay, so we're gonna step on it with both feet, make sure it feels pretty even, shorten it up a little bit. Right? Feet out nice and wide, abs are in tight. Stick your hands to the sides of your legs, shoulders back and down. Push back, stand up. Push back, stand up. Make sure you're breathing, inhaling on the way back up. As you come forward, you're looking down at the floor, not out in front of you. Abs are in tight. Try to keep your hands from sliding down the outsides of your legs. And think about holding your shoulders back. Right? We want that spine to stay nice and long. And we're pushing back into our heels. And remember, you can absolutely do this sitting down. If you're sitting, you want to be out at the front edge of your chair with your legs extended out in front of you. Heels down, toes up. 4, and up. 3, really push back into your heels, pull those abs in tight. Last time. Good work, everyone. All right, now bring your feet a little bit closer together. Hold the ends, handles if you have them. Make an X. Pull your hands up, put them on the front of your legs, and take your feet a little bit wider apart. Right, and we're gonna pinch the shoulder blades. Pinch. Pinch. So don't let your hands move. The arms are moving just a little bit, but not much. Try to stay up really tall. Check in with your abs. Contract them. Ooh, I'm getting warm, and now I remember I forgot to turn my fan on. Darn it. Good. But getting warm is not a bad thing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. All right. We're going to work a little bit of outer hip and outer thigh. So if you can keep the X in your tuber band, please do. But bring your feet closer together, right? And try to bring your hands up to the outsides of your hips. If you're using weights or no weights, put your hands right here too. Right, we're going to start with the right leg, and we're just going to step out and in with the right, then out and in with the left. So we're alternating. Here we go. Out, in, out, in, out, in. Try to stay up pretty tall, shoulders back, chest up. As you're stepping out and in, try to keep your toes pointing forward. They can turn inward a little bit, but try not to turn your toes out. And that's because when the toes turn out, we're not using the muscles that we're targeting here. Make sure you're stepping out to the side and not behind you or in front of you. Now, 2 with the right. So out, in, now left, out, in, and right. And shoulders stay over the hips and left. Woo. Right, abs and tight, left, right. I don't know about you guys, but my legs are starting to feel these. Left, let's do each side one more time. We can do it. Good work. Woo. Shake it out a little bit. Okay, we're going to shorten it up again. We're going to keep the feet together and we're going to work the sides of the waist. So again, today we're going to alternate sides. So roll those shoulders back and down, stay up really tall, pull those abs in tight. And we're going to go to the right first, then the left. So right, center, left, center, 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 right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Make sure you're not moving your head or your neck. Try to really feel it in the sides of your waist, right? Pull those abs in tight. Maybe even do a Kegel squeeze. But also try to breathe. Breathing is most helpful. And as always, remember, if you have any spine or back issues, make it a smaller movement rather than a larger one. Good. All right, so we're going to do 3 more on each side. So try to really pull, chew, and pull. And last time. Good work, everyone. All right, now, one more thing. Backs of the shoulders and triceps. So feet are wide apart. Make sure that tube is under your instep, not under your heel or your toes or band. Right, and arms back behind you. If you have a handle, try to roll it down so it's across your palms, not your fingers, right? And then press back, press back. Try not to let your arms come all the way back down, if you can. And keep those arms behind you. Stay up tall, chin down and back. This is a really good one where we want to push the chin forward. Try not to do it. Resist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, everyone. Come on off the tuber band, set it aside. Okay, let's do a quick little stretch for our sides. So feet just a couple of inches apart. Put your left hand on your hip. See if you can push your hip over to the right and reach the right arm up and over. Try to keep your knees straight and your feet flat. If you need support, put your hand on the chair or even the wall rather than putting it on your hip. And if it hurts to bring your arm up, keep your arm down. Good, but by extending the arm, we really feel that stretch. And then abs in tight, inhale, lift up, lower the arm, and we're gonna switch sides. So if you're using a wall or a chair, just turn around. Right, and then reach up and over. Good work. And release. Good job. All right. Now, we're going to pick up our heavy weights. We're going to repeat this. And then the pinches. And then the side of the waist. Okay? So, pick up the heaviest weights that you can. Bend your knees and your hips. Try to lift up really tall. Right? If you want to stand in front of your chair for this one, then by all means do. Right? Feet are out nice and wide. And remember, if you're sitting, you're going to sit toward the front edge of the chair. Extend your legs. Try to keep your knees straight, heels down, toes up. Come forward as much as you can and then lift up. Okay, so abs are in tight, shoulders are back and down. As we push the hips back and come forward, those hands are staying on the sides of the legs and the shoulders are back. And then up and squeeze your tush a little. So abs in tight. So we're pushing back, coming up. So if you feel as you come forward that your back is rounding a little bit, make sure that you're keeping your hands by the sides of your legs and not letting them go lower than your knees. Really push back into your heels, stand up, squeeze your tush. Push back, stand up, squeeze your tush. Push back, remember we're looking down at the floor, not out in front of us. Push back, up and squeeze. Push back, up and squeeze. Push back. Remember, these are fun. Push back, and they feel great. 3, at least that's my claim. 2, squeeze. And last one, and squeeze. Good job. All right, now we're holding those weights down by our sides, right? And we're pinching back, right? So we're pinching the shoulders back, pinching back. But notice my hands are not moving. Pinch, pinch. Abs are in tight, pinch. Now, pinch and hold, 2, 3, release. 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 2 more, pinch and hold, 2, 3, release. Pinch and hold, 2, 3, release. Good work. All right, set these weights down just for a moment or two. Right, let's roll the shoulders forward a few times. Roll them back. Good. Come behind your chair, not too far behind your chair, right? Feet nice and wide apart. Push your hips back, push your chest down toward the floor. Think about weight more in your heels than your toes and feel the stretch going down your back and into the backs of your legs. Right. In the fitness world, we call this the posterior chain, but that's all right. There won't be a quiz on that term later. Shoulders back though. All right, abs and tight. Inhale, lift back up. Okay. Now we're going to work just the right side first. So we're going to pick up one of those weights and hold it in the left hand, and then either right hand on your shoulder or fingertips behind your ears. If this really bothers you, your right hand can be down by your side, right? Just a couple of inches between your feet. Abs are in really tight and head stays up and down, up, down, up. So really try to shorten the right side of the waist, shorten it, lengthen it, pull those abs in tight, make them do a little work. Don't forget to breathe. Knees are straight, feet are flat. You know, we have a lot of moving parts to keep an eye on and keep track of, and it's not so easy to do. Do what you can. Let's do 2 more. Now, if you want to set the weight down to stretch, feel free. Right here, right arm goes up, hips push to the left a little bit and flex over to the left. And we're using that weight in the left hand to help us to pull a little more deeply into the stretch. If you feel any kind of radiating or twinging pain, put the weight down. Make sure the shoulder stays back. It's not crossing in front of your face. Good. Abs and tight. Inhale, lift up. And let's switch sides. Right? So arm by your side, fingertips on your shoulder or fingertips behind your ear. Feet only a couple of inches apart. Pull those abs in. Here we go. Left elbow down toward the floor. Back up. Down. Back up. Remember, the knees are staying straight, or at least they both have the same amount of bend if they're bent. Feet stay flat. Good. Pull those abs in tight. Good job. Keep going. 4 more, please and thank you. 4. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. Set the weight down if you'd like. Reach that left arm up to the ceiling. Try to push your hips over to the left a little bit and flex and reach over to the right. Chest is open, shoulders back. Keep that arm by the side of your head, not in front of you. And if this bothers you, keep your elbow bent or even leave your arm by your side. Just that when we extend the arm, we can get a little more stretch. Abs and tight, inhale and release. Good work. Set this weight aside. Grab another drink. And then we're going to get weights for biceps curls. Okay. We're going to do these a little bit differently today. So you're going to hold those weights and palms face forward. We're going to go up for 1 and down for 2. So we're going to go up and down 2 and 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 up. Keep those abs in tight, shoulders stay back and up. And this is harder, so we're only doing 2 more. Up and down 2 and up and down 2. Good job, everyone. Set those weights down. Woo. Shake out your arms a little bit. Okay, we're going to leave the upper body alone for the most part. And we're going to stand up and sit down. So if you want to use weights, go ahead and grab them. Remember, if you're seated and you're staying seated, the weights are going to go on your legs, ideally out towards your knees. And you're going to alternate picking your feet up as high as you can without leaning back. If you're standing and sitting holding the weights, arms either down by your sides or you rest those weights on your shoulders. Okay, make sure you're sitting out toward the front edge of the chair, whether you're staying seated or not. Feet are out wider than your hips, maybe even with the chair legs, maybe. All right, abs in tight. Here we go. Up and sit down lightly and push up and down lightly and push up and down lightly. And ideally, those abs are in tight, helping us. And we're driving upward through our heels to keep the knees from going too far forward. And when we sit down, we're sitting up tall. We're not leaning forward. After we sit, we're sitting up tall. We can lean forward a little bit as we're sitting and as we're standing up again. but you just don't want to stay forward the whole time. And up. And remember, it's fun. Good. Remember, if your knees start to bother you at all, try repositioning your feet a little bit. Let's see if we can do 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Last time. You did it. Woohoo! If you have weights, set them down. Lean back a little bit, pick a knee, bring it into your chest. Remember, holding the front of your leg stretches more the front of the leg. Holding behind the leg stretches the back of the leg. So you pick where you need it the most. And breathe. Good. Release. Let's switch. Woohoo! Stretching feels good. Good job. All right. Now, we're going to come out toward the front edge of the chair. I'm going to actually turn to the side just so that you can see me a little bit better. Right? So we're sitting out toward the front edge of the chair, and feel free to hold on to the chair if you'd like. So normally when we do this, we go back and come forward. Today, when we do it, we're going to stay up really tall. Abs are in super tight. We're going to go back, 2, forward, 2. Okay? So abs in really tight. Make sure that your upper body stays like this and it's not going like this and the shoulders only dropping back. So pull those abs in tight. Here we go. Back, 2, up, 2. When you come forward again, you're stopping here, not leaning forward, but sitting up tall. Back, 2, forward, 2. Back, 2, forward, 2. Try to make sure that your knees are staying bent and your feet are not coming off the floor. Back, 2. If your feet are coming off the floor, don't go back quite so far. Pull those abs in tight. If you're feeling it in the low back, it's because your abs are not doing their job. If you are feeling it in your back, then you're going to stop immediately and see if you can come here and stretch it out a little bit. Let's do 2 more. Back, 2, forward, 2, and back, 2, and forward, 2. Good job. Go ahead and stand up. You know, I'm not a big fan of staying seated, right? Reach your arms up overhead. Take a big overhead stretch. Right, see if maybe you can push your hips forward a little bit and feel the stretch kind of in here. Good job, and lower your arms back down. All right, we have one more little bit of work to do for the shoulders. So we're gonna grab our lightest weights. Okay, and arms are gonna come down by our sides, feet nice and wide apart. We're gonna alternate a side raise and a front raise, right? So side and front, right? And side. And we want to keep those arms by our sides. Don't let them come forward if you can help it, right? And they stop at shoulder level, front and side. Nice relaxed grip. Front, abs in tight, side. And remember, we all feel these a little bit differently on each side. Typically, the side raises are harder than the front ones. You're allowed to bend your elbows a little bit for the side raises, right? Abs are in really tight. And we have 2 more of each. Side and front and side and front. Good work. All right, roll your shoulders forward. Roll them back. Make sure that your shoulders are moving, not just your arms. Good. All right, set these down. Come behind your chair like this, up tall, right? Make sure that your legs are under you. They're not back behind you. Okay. Pick one leg, take it back behind you. Try to keep that leg pretty straight, right? Abs are in tight. And we're going to pinch here, pinch, pinch. This is our last exercise before we stretch, just so you know. Right, try to really squeeze here. Remember, it doesn't matter if the foot comes off the floor, but if the foot does come off the floor, we don't want the knee bending, right? We want the knee staying pretty straight, and this is doing the work. Try to stay up tall and not leaning forward too much. My abs are in really tight. Woo, feel it. Squeeze, squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Woo. Shake them out a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to switch legs, right? So push the other leg back. Try to keep that knee straight. Abs in tight. Here we go. Pinch. And we're pinching the glutes here in your bum, right? Upper body staying tall. Pinch, 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 pinch. Woohoo! 3 more, please, and thank you. 2, 1. Good job. Step back just a little bit away from the chair. Push back into your heels and push your chest down toward the floor. Try to really push that tush out behind you. Now, if you're sitting down, you're going to come out toward the front of the chair, extend your legs, hold on, and then see if you can lean forward. Breathe. Try to really push back into your heels. Try not to feel like you're going to pull the chair over, though. That's not usually a good feeling. Good. Abs in tight. Inhale. Stand up. All right. Let's have a seat out toward the front edge of the chair. Right? Pick a leg. Ankle over knee. Remember, extend that leg, the bottom leg if you need to. Put the ankle just below the knee if you need to. Try to make sure that the leg that your ankle is resting on, the knee is straight out in front of you and not dropped in. Right? If you can, put a little bit of downward pressure on that leg just above the knee. Stay up tall. Try not to lean back. Leaning back takes away from the stretch, which we really don't want to do. Good work. All right, hands on the outside of that knee. And we're going to push that knee over toward the opposite side and pull it in toward our chest. Right? So just so you know, these 2 stretches that we're doing can also be done when you're laying down. Absolutely. I don't recommend them standing. Breathe. Try to keep pushing that leg over, pulling it up in towards you so you really feel that stretch. Good job. And then release. And we're going to switch sides. Right? So make sure I just stretched my left side. So now I'm making sure that my left knee is in front of my hip. Right ankle over the left knee, and I'm pressing down on that right leg just above the knee. I'm sitting up tall, trying not to lean back. And breathing. Breathing is quite helpful. Right? Think about pushing that leg down toward the floor. Feel that stretch in the hip. Hips get so tight. Good. 3, 2, 1. Hands on the outsides of that knee. And we're going to pull or push that knee over to the opposite side and then pull it in towards your chest. Push it over, pull it in. So it's a little tricky, keeping that pushing over pressure while we're pulling it in. Do the best you can. Again, try not to lean back. Push over, pull it in. Breathe. About 5 seconds more. Good work, and release. All right, slide over to one side of your chair, doesn't matter which. Stay out toward the front edge of your chair though. Hold on with the opposite hand. Lower that outside knee down toward the floor. Foot goes back behind you. Sit up nice and tall, and if you can, lean back a tiny bit. Right. Feel that stretch in the front of the hip and the front of the thigh, the quads. Remember, the quads get really tight. And when they get too tight, they can pull on your knee, which can cause knee pain. We don't really care for that. So if you have a bed that's high enough off the floor, you can lay at the side or the end of your bed with your the edge of the bed just above your knees, and let your feet drop down toward the floor and reach your arms back, and that does the same thing. Okay, sit up, bring that leg forward, scoot over to the other side, stay out at the front edge of your chair. That's really important. Hold on, other knee goes down, foot goes back, lift up nice and tall, and if you can, lean back a little bit. Now, if you reach that arm up, you're gonna feel it possibly even a little bit more. And abs are in tight, and we're pushing back from down here, not just letting the shoulders drop back. Good. Woo. Smile. Think happy thoughts. We're almost done. That's a happy thought. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower your arm down. Bring that knee forward. See, go ahead and stand up. Whew. Okay. See if you can bring your hands back behind you, right? And interlock them somehow, or grab one hand with the other. And then think about really pushing your shoulders and your arms down toward the floor, right? Chin down and try to pull it toward the back of your neck. And see if you can raise your arms up a little bit. Right. And we're pinching the shoulder blades together. We're really opening the chest and pulling the shoulders back. But we don't want them coming up toward our ears. Now, some people prefer to do it this way, and that's fine too. Although we just stretch this, and coming forward then contracts that again. Good job. Go ahead and release. Good. Roll your shoulders forward a time or two and roll them back. Good. Head up tall. Turn your head side to side. Right, chin stays down a little. Right, abs are in tight. So you want to feel your neck muscles starting to loosen up a little bit. Shoulders are not moving. Okay, now go ahead, look over your right shoulder and then bring your chin down towards your right collarbone. Woohoo! Ideally, we want to try to keep the head upright, but sometimes it just tilts a little bit. It's hard to tell without a mirror. Good. And lift your head and look forward. And then bring your chin over to your left shoulder. Look over your left shoulder and tuck your chin down towards your left collarbone. Shoulders are staying back. So I know it sounds a little strange, but you should feel this stretch on the left side of your neck more than the right side of your neck. Good. Lift your chin, look forward. Again, turn your head side to side just a few times. Just feel those neck muscles loosening up again. Good job. One more big overhead stretch. And lower your arms down, and we are all done. Great job, everyone, as always.